Here we go, the 68th country, Indonesia. Before I flew to Indonesia, I watched the movie Eat, Pray, Love Again that made me wanted to visit Indonesia, especially Bali, more. So I flew from Hong Kong to Bali. After I landed, it's already midnight. So I took a taxi to Ubud, where my guest house located. I supposed to have a 24 hours reception, but when I arrived, since everybody fell asleep, so the driver helped me to check in. He waked some people from the hostel, and the person in charge just pointed out a dorm bed to me, so I just went to the bed and rest. And the next day I don't feel like to do much stuff, so I went to the local eatery and I had the noodle soup with the beef ball that was a huge hand size. And after that, the next shop they were selling some fruit salad, so I just purchased some. And then there were some other local people around there. I was trying to ask for the direction to go to the center of Ubud. There's one young guy who was a local and said that he's going to the center as well, and he offered me a lift. So I asked him if that's for free, and he told me he doesn't work as a motor driver. Okay, and then he is from Java. His name is Mini. I was happy to discover that he's also a couch surfer. He's doing hosting, but most of the time he told me not many guests come in because his place is rough. I just told him it doesn't matter how well is your living condition. The most important is you've got a helping heart. That does matter all. So on the same day, he showed me around. After he finished work, he works in Ubud but lives in Denpasar. And also after work, he dropped me in a spa place because I wanted to do the Bali style spa so much, and it helped me to relax. And then that's something how I spent my chill day. The second day, I made my way to Uluwatu to see the cliffs, and I was not renting any scooter or car rental, and I'm not a taxi person for sure. So I found out it's a little bit challenge to move by the public transport. So I first took a bus from Ubud to Kuta, and then from Kuta I took the Bluebird taxi to get me to Uluwatu. So I took a walk around that area, and after that I had an appointment with the fire dance. It's very cultural dancing, and I enjoy it. I recommend people to watch that, typically a Balian dance. And after that, the Mini noticed that I made my way to Uluwatu, and he told me he's going to offer me a pickup after work. So after I watched the dance, it's getting dark. I was trying to wait him at the gate. And after that, it's getting too late. The gate needed to close. So I wait a little bit further outside of the gate. And I waited so long, I didn't see him. And then I called him again. And he told me, he actually came to the gate, but he didn't find me. So he was on the way back. And then but after he received my phone call, he returned back to pick me up. And then it started raining cats and dogs. And then we passed a warren near the Jimbaran area, and then it was my very first time. You got so many vegetables to eat and rice. It's kind of suit my taste, and it's really a reasonable price. So I'm a warren person. The next day, after that, we didn't go back to Ubud that night. Instead, we stayed at Mini's cousin's place because his place is empty. And then the next day, the way to Mini's work, he bring me back to Ubud. And after that, I did some sightseeing. I went to see the rice fields. And unfortunately, it has started to rain again, so I went to another walk around. Just ordered some tea and watched a movie, wait till the rain to stop. And then in Wubu, Minnie took me to another charity walk around. It's all vegetarian dish. It was a nice experience. And I also visited a cat cafe. In the beginning, I thought it's very cute because that was my very first time to visit a cat cafe. But after that, when you see the cats start to fight, the staff have to isolating the cats from each other. And after that, I met a Korean girl. She gave me some tips about seeing around the Gillis Island, Lombok Island, and eventually I decided to go to Gillis Island. So I took a bus and a boat, and that bring me to that island. I checked in a hostel. My roommate is a girl from Greece. She works as a diving instructor, and she noticed that I'm traveling, but I'm not very good at swimming. So she was patient enough to show me how to float. And after that, we were happy to meet each other in Iceland in 2019. I also rent out a bike. Together with two guys from a hostel, we ride, such in a rush to see the sunset by the sea. And then there's two Northern Europe girls came, and then we accompanied each other going out. There's a karaoke place, and firstly we were there, and then we tried to sing, and after that more and more people, and then eventually you can't get the microphone back because everyone was so eager to sing. So it's not a typically Asian stuff. After spending some days in Gillis Island, I returned back to Bali. One day before my flight, I stayed at Millie's place, and he eventually hosted me. His place is very simple: a mattress, a shared toilet, and bucket shower. But I also told him because when I was little, I stayed in the countryside with my grandparents. We used to have pigs. After pigs were sold out, I used to take a shower where my grandparents keeps the pigs. So I shared this experience with Minnie because he thought China is all skyscrapers and tall buildings, no countryside. No, that's not true. The next day, my flight was in the morning, and Minnie offered me a lift with his scooter to the airport in the early morning before he went to work. He has never traveled internationally, so he has no idea why I have to arrive in the airport earlier than the departure time. So I really wish one day he could travel abroad, and then I feel so grateful to meet such a beautiful people like Minnie. And then we had a great time together, and then this is not in my plan. I was not intention to do couch surfing in Bali, but eventually I just randomly met some couch surfer that hosted me. And it's never a bad thing to meet some local that give you some local tips and show you some local spot. And thank you very much for listening. The next coming episode, that will be Canada. And I would love to go back to Indonesia to see some other part of the country, because there were so many islands, and I've never been to Jakarta, Java, so I'm looking forward for that. And then I don't mind going back to Bali because perhaps I can learn how to surf there. It's well known for a surfing place, and of course to meet some more locals to see how the way they live. And thank you so much once again. I will catch you up with the next coming episode. Terima kasih. Bye.